What's going on, guys? It's David here. Welcome to another Devotional Saturday. I am down in Chesapeake, Virginia, or Virginia Beach. I'm near Virginia Beach, so I'll give you guys an idea, because most people don't know where Chesapeake's at. But I'm down here with my uncle and my great uncle, and we're here visiting my dad on an emergency trip. He had surgery on his foot. It was nasty, so we're trying to take care of things for him down here while we're down here. So here we are, and I'm basically kneeling down on the grass, but I found some cool background that I liked. So here I am. But today's devotional is going to be from Warnings for a People Not Listening to God by Walter Henrichsen. And he's the one who has the Thoughts from a Diary of a Desperate Man. This one's red. His other book was the blue one. So I want to read this to you today. It's very makes you think. It's called Cultural Promises. It's from Luke 18:8. When the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? People argue that some of the biblical commands are cultural. They apply to the culture of that day, but not to ours. If this is true, then we must answer two questions. Number one, who decides which commandments are cultural and which are not? Warning, your answer will always be subjective and ultimately based on today's culture rather than the culture of the Bible. And number two, if the commands are cultural, then are not the promises also cultural? Logically, you cannot conclude one group is cultural and the other not. And if the promises are cultural, you lose all hope of heaven. Commandments are by their nature clear and conscious. You find them in the imperative voice. There's no ambiguity in do not steal and husbands, love your wives. You may disagree on what loving your wife looks like, but the command is not ambiguous. Doctrine may be ambiguous, but commands are not. Most men love competition and hate confrontation. For this reason, they are willing to surrender to the argument of their wives that commandments like head coverings in 1 Corinthians 11 are cultural. Christians are far more influenced by their culture than they are by Scripture. Jesus said, "He who has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me." If you do not have a heart to obey all that God commands, you forfeit all biblical hope of heaven. Obviously, not all who have assurance of salvation go to heaven. Remember, there is no necessary relationship between God using a man and his approving of that man. God can use me to save the world and send my wretched soul to hell. I eagerly concede that good, Bible-teaching churches exist today, and I am grateful for them. Tragically, they are the exception rather than the rule. Jesus asked, "When the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" I fear lest the answer to his question is no. So that's a big one, guys, for cultural, and I always think about that a lot. So like one of them too is it okay for women to be pastors? I don't know. It sounds like Scripture says only men can be the leadership, and but a lot of churches now are going to women pastors. How about men with long hair? It says it's a disgrace for men to have long hair, but now it's okay. Who says? Is that cultural? Is that not? So just want to give you something to think about as you're reading your Scripture. And think about it, guys. And I'd love to hear your comments below. And just let me know what your thoughts are on when people say what's cultural, what's not. Are the promises cultural then as well, as we learned in here? So there you have it today, guys. I'm going to go back inside. And until next time, I love you. Peace. I'm out.